walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking.
What is going on YouTube? Wade with Wade's Ventures here, and this is going to be a very interesting video. I appreciate you guys joining for the ride. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Wade's Ventures. I sell on eBay and Amazon as a reseller. And so guys, welcome into Wade's Ventures YouTube channel. Appreciate all you guys that are subscribed. This is a storage unit video, guys, and I'm kind of excited because I potentially have a 4-day weekend from my actual corporate job. And that being said, this is the only online storage auction going on that's ending here in 3 hours. So there is some live auctions, but they're not necessarily right in my area. So guys, I want to do this video because this is going to be, I don't purchase a lot of storage auctions online, and I kind of wanted to capture this in real time. So I wanted to kind of show you guys my thought process, and really, I haven't bought a storage unit in a few months, and so I'm kind of itching to do that, and I can do this over the weekend, and there's not a lot of big items in there, so it won't take a long time. So I want to kind of show you guys some stuff. Kind of how I do it, and guys, this is not the greatest storage unit. I just want to put that out there. I've been looking at the pictures and it's not great, but I've always wanted to do an online storage auction video from Storage Treasures and kind of show you guys step by step how I did it, what my thought process is. So I'm recording this now. It's 3 hours before the storage auction ends, and then I'm going to take footage of right before it ends, and then we're going to take footage when we're actually in the storage unit. And before I touch anything, I'm going to start taking footage there too and kind of step you through the process. This may be a longer video, but it's going to be a good one. So guys, you're at storagetreasures.com. It's probably my main website for purchasing storage units online. So long story short, if you haven't seen any of my videos, this is an online way to purchase storage units. You can also go live where they have an auctioneer and you meet at an actual facility. Full disclosure, I prefer that tenfold over online, but I want to buy the storage units and show you guys how to do it if you want to do it from the comfort of your home. So that being said, you go to storagetreasures.com. Doesn't cost anything for the account. You sign up on your own name and you are off to the races. So we've got 3 hours, guys. It's a 10 by 10 storage unit. I am now the high bidder at $290. I think my max price I want to pay on this is $350, which is over the amount that I want to pay for it anyways. If this was a live storage auction right here, I'm probably not paying more than $150, $200 for this unit. But since I'm buying it online, I'm paying a little bit more, unfortunately, but I want to show you guys. And I'm not really doing this necessarily for the stuff inside. I want to do a video on this to show you. So that being said, 3 hours, 10 by 10. So it's actually a decent sized unit. And also has zero cleaning deposit, which is great. Although you get your cleaning deposit back. Typically it's $100. And then once you clean the unit out, they'll give you that back. But there's no cleaning deposit, which is great. And then it also clean out time is 48 hours. If I need more time, I know I can contact the manager and they'll probably give me an extra day. And then payment options is cash. 99% of them are cash, but then there is some that allows you to pay with debit or credit. All right, so stereo system, golf clubs. Now, keep in mind, they've got an integrity system, so what will happen is you've got one person opening the door and another person taking the photos. So that way it's a buddy system. So I'm not too worried about them going in and actually seeing what's in there. But I'm sure it does happen. I've never had any issues though. So just keep that in mind. So we've got tools. This is basically a description of what they can see when they open the doors. And so honestly, guys, I sell most of my stuff online. I don't do a lot of local sales anymore. I just have a really cool kiddo that's over a year old and one on the way. So I kind of want to just don't worry about any of that and just go online and I ship stuff. But I can't pass this. I can't pass buying storage units up right now. I mean, it's just so much fun. So like I said, $290 is a little expensive. Now the pluses about this storage unit is It's in a good area, and it's only about 8 minutes from my house. So those are the two pluses that I really, really, really like about it. All right, so what I did was my max bid is about 340. Maybe I'll go an extra $10 just so we can get this video done. But so 350 is my max bid. So basically, guys, this is going to be really kind of a short video, but I want to go over a few key points here. One key point is when you're bidding online, set your amount. So look through all these pictures, and this one has a lot of pictures. There's some that don't have as many. So we're going to want to look through all these pictures real quick, and we're going to want to see with our own eyes if we can come up with the money to pay for the storage unit just by what you're looking at. Everything else you can't see is gravy, but you want to at least be able to recoup your cost from what you can see. So bid on what you can see. And quite honestly, I don't see much to recoup my 350. But like I said, this is for a video, and I want to go over this. There is some decent stuff that possibly could be good. So that being said, you have all these pictures. You're going to want to look at them closely. And the cool thing about storage treasures is you can zoom in. You'll notice this first picture is like nice and crisp, and then they kind of get distorted. Like, for example, this one's perfect, right? But the other ones are not very great, so they're hard to see. But let's go through here and take a look at these photos. So you can basically click it, and it will be bigger, and then you can click and zoom in. Now, there's a lot of things that you want to look at when the storage unit opens, right? Now, if this is an online storage auction, so I have sometimes weeks, sometimes 2 weeks to sit here and stare at this stuff, right? And I think that's why the bid goes higher, because people think about it and they want a unit and they continue to bid. I think that's why online you get higher prices than when you're live with an actual auctioneer. But I've got all day long, really only 3 hours, but I've got a lot of time to really look through this storage unit and find some gems in here from what I can see. Now, there's a lot of things you want to look at. One, is the storage unit clean? For example, this is pretty clean. I don't know how long this guy or girl has had this the merchandise here, but I don't see much dirt. I don't see any cobwebs. I don't see anything like that. Now, I almost prefer dirt and cobwebs because I like to purchase vintage units that have been sitting for a very long time. So what I mean by clean is they don't have like a bunch of blankets laying there, a bunch of clothes all over. They don't have food laying all around, because there's a lot of different telltale signs when you see food. It means probably somebody's living in the unit, and you don't want to purchase those units. You also need to look for, is there any Goodwill stickers? Because I don't want to purchase stuff that necessarily was purchased from Goodwill. I want higher end goods. You also need to check these pictures and see if there is any garage sale stickers, because technically people are not going, they'll put their stuff in here that they don't want to store at their house. And if they can't sell it at a garage sale, I don't want any part of it. So no garage sale stickers. You don't want any Goodwill stickers. So those are two things you need to look for. And like I said, I have a lot of time to scroll through here, but the pictures are not great. So for the sake of buying a storage unit, putting it online and showing you guys, this is middle of the road, pretty not great. But who knows? We haven't got in there yet. There's a lot of boxes. I do like the fact that there's a lot of boxes. One thing that you got to look at is the items stacked nicely, right? And in this case, some are, but a lot of these boxes are not stacked very nicely. And what that tells me is they probably didn't put it in there, and they didn't put it in there nicely, which at that point probably means they didn't really care about the merchandise, which worries me a little bit. Another thing that could worry you is this is a 10 by 10 unit, and I have seen so much stuff packed into a 10 by 10 unit, but a lot of stuff's missing. They've got a lot of room here. So I don't know if they had more intentions of putting more items in here, or what you also have to look for and be careful of is when they basically come in, they know they're not going to pay their bill, so they take all the good stuff out and leave all the bad stuff behind. And so when you get like a 10 by 10 or a 15 by 15 or 10 by 20 or bigger units, and you see it's half full, but there's a lot of room. A lot of times, possibly they went in there and grabbed their stuff before the facility was able to lock it without them being able to get in. Because technically here, if you look at this photo, this lock here is not from, you see it's the manager lock, right? So it's not from the individual. So the individual is now locked out of this unit. They can't get their items, right? So you got to really be careful that they didn't go and grab all their items and then, basically grabbed with the good stuff and then left the bad stuff. And then you're stuck paying, for a locker that, didn't have the greatest stuff. So I know this is a lot to throw at you. I'm actually going to do really cool tutorials that are like a lot slower and show you everything. But this is a video that I wanted to do a live auction, win the auction, open the auction. So don't worry if I'm going too fast, because I'm going to do more videos that are slowed down and kind of show you. So a couple things that worry me, and then I'll tell you a couple things that I like. I never like seeing wood, guys. When you see wood, and to me, and by the way, before we get going any further, keep in mind this is my opinion, so I'm not always right. This could be, a really good locker. But when I see wood, I think of hoarders. So I'm not saying this is a hoarder's unit, but this is a unit that, has wood, and who would save that cut up wood? I mean, I guess if you had a house and you had, a garage, and I mean, because wood's not cheap, I understand that, but it's just a random slab of wood here, right? So that's one thing that worries me. Another thing that worries me is I never, you see there's also like fake wood furniture back there. You can see there at the black, that's fake wood. It's probably IKEA or something. And I'm not trying to downgrade people's items. You got to make a educated guess before you purchase these things. And when you're buying online, it gives you plenty of time to really look at this stuff. Now, when you're live, which is what I prefer, you only have minutes. So you got to be quick. And so I can kind of pinpoint a unit pretty quick now. So as you can see here, you've got the IKEA furniture, you've got slab of wood. Those are two things I don't like. It's not stacked very well. It's not stacked very well at all. Also, you can tell the floor is kind of clean. So I'm assuming that this person put this stuff in here recently. I couldn't be 100% positive. Now, one thing I do like is you see that's an old vacuum back there. Not worth anything, but it's old. So is this an older unit? Is there older stuff in it? So I do like that. Even though I can't necessarily make a bunch of money on that from what I can see, it is an older, maybe 1970s vacuum. So that's good. There is another thing that's good that I like is you can see up here there is a pretty nice extension cord. Now those things aren't necessarily cheap. They're not expensive, but that means that there's probably tools. Now, and that also means that when he or she went into the unit, they probably didn't pick out the good stuff and leave that behind, because that's a pretty big, long extension cord. And I wouldn't leave that behind. Plus, it's easy to see, so it's not like they had to go through boxes to find it. Another thing that I like is there's an amp or something here. They probably would have grabbed that unless it's not working. Now, there is some speakers back here. A lot of people will leave speakers because they're big and bulky. So, that's normal. Now, here's some boxes here, guys. One thing I do not like on my do not like list is you can see this is a glass, and it's broken, and it's just laying there. So when they were packing the stuff in, why did they put that glass there, and why is it broken? It probably broken, they just threw it on there, but that doesn't show pride in inventory, And so that's one thing I don't like. And they do have this foam mattress stuff back here. That's not like a great sign either. I try to stay away from that. You can see here it's really bad blurry photo, so that you can tell that the people that are at the facility were shaking the phone a little bit because they didn't take a great photo, unfortunately. So that's one thing you got to realize too, that sometimes these photos aren't good even when you zoom them in, right? So that being said, there's a few good, like there's ropes back there. It looks like a miscellaneous. A lot of the stuff you'll have to sell locally. Now, a good thing too, guys, is when you buy storage units or you buy anything in bulk, make sure you keep those receipts from Goodwill so you can use them as tax write-offs. Because a lot of the stuff I would then take to Goodwill and use as a tax write-off. Now, one thing I like about this unit personally is there's no mattresses, so I don't have to dispose of those big mattresses. Another thing that I like is there is golf clubs back there. Now, they're probably not worth much. I don't know. I can't see them. It's really blurry. But anytime you see golf clubs, hunting equipment, anything that is a luxury, because let's be honest, that stuff's not cheap. It's always good to see that stuff in a unit. Any things that cost extra that are not necessities, it's always good because that means they had somewhat exposable income, right? And you got to ask yourself too, when you're going through storage units and you see stuff here that you and me can sell, right? Why didn't they sell it? Why didn't they sell it and pay for their bill? I ask that question to myself all the time. But remember, a lot of times they don't lose these units because they don't have money, and there's so many other reasons why people lose storage units. So you can't think like that, because a lot of times it could be they got incarcerated, they got sick, they moved, they just didn't want to deal with it. It could be where family has no idea that they have storage units, and something happened. So there's many reasons why people don't pick up their stuff. So there are some electronics here. I can't necessarily see what they are, what brands. I have been selling some electronics. A YouTube channel that you guys will probably want to check out is Craigslist Hunter. He sells a lot of that stuff. They do have a USPS basically tote, guys, and I did a video on that. You can actually get those USPS totes free if you ask for them and just say you're an eBay seller when you go to the Postal Service. But they do have one of those, and it does say, I believe it says recycle. So, potentially that's why the wood is here, is they just like to, recycle and keep their items just in case they may need them in the future. I don't know. So maybe that's a, maybe that's a plus. Maybe they're just not hoarders. They like just to keep it. So anyways, guys, sorry if I'm going quick. Again, I'll do a more in-depth photo, but this is the type of questions you need to ask yourself when you're looking at these, right? And the one thing too is when the bidding starts getting closer to like the 1 hour mark, you've got to stick to your budget. So to answer the golden question here, can I see $350 worth of stuff I can sell? Maybe. But remember, I'm doing this in the purpose to make a video, and I've never lost on a unit except once. So even though this is not a great unit, it'll make a great video, and it'll give me the opportunity to get in there because it's been a few months. So that being said, guys, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to wait until the last second of the auction, and you guys are going to see, did it go over $350? Because if it did, I won't buy it. But I'll still put this video out there on YouTube because I did kind of go over a lot of good stuff to look for when you're looking at the pictures. Now, if it doesn't go over that, then I will win the bid, and we will then resume this YouTube video in the storage auction this weekend, which is going to be really cool. So I will let you guys know what happens. And then, keep in mind there's a toolbox here, but you can never assume that the tools are going to be in there. So you got to keep that in mind. But all in all, guys, not a great unit, but it's going to be, sometimes you got to have some fun. And this is kind of like fun for me to do this. Like I said, I've never lost on a unit, but I haven't picked one up in a while. And it's real quick, guys, I want to show you one last thing before I go ahead and pause the video here and resume it. So, as you guys can see, let's go ahead and go to, sorry, I actually clicked out of it here. You'll put your zip code up here if you're ever at storagetreasures.com. And guys, when I did the original video on Storage Treasures, it was kind of during Christmas time. You're going to see a lot more storage auctions pick up. And so, as you can see, when I put in my zip code, there's more that are popping up, but they're a few days away. Let's go to this one real quick. So look at this one. This thing is just it is a crazy mess in here. So this is one I would not pick up. I just don't have the time. You got to look at. There's just you may get this one cheap, right? It's going for $20. So some would say, hey, if you get it for 50, I mean, you got to find $50 worth of items in there, right? There's fishing poles. There's a jack. Looks like there's some tools, but quite honestly, I just don't have the time to go through some of these types of storage units. So you've got this jack here that looks a little rusty. Looks like either a toolbox or a fishing. Oh, you do have a saw down there. But anyways, guys, so remember, you got to look at how the unit was put in there. I mean, absolutely no care was put in this unit. They threw everything in there. Now, have I bought units like this? Absolutely. When I was new, I bought units like this. And look at all those boxes. Who knows? There may be good stuff in here. And like I said, looks like there's if you look back here, there's a yellow shop light. So this may be an actual good unit to purchase. But, for the price, right? Price per dollar there. You got to incorporate a lot of things. There's a ladder. It looks like a little small ladder. You got to do dump fees. You got to incorporate time. You got to incorporate, the vehicle that you're going to use. Look at that rope. That rope's not cheap, actually. That's expensive rope. You got to look at, the vehicle. You're going to need a big box truck for this, or you're going to make multiple trips, right? You're going to need a big box truck or something. You're going to need help with this. Like, this is a lot of stuff. This is going to take time because you're going to have to surf through all this, throw it all in the dumpster, that you're not going to use, and then take everything that you will home. This is not an easy task. But like I said, for the price, these units in Oregon go for $1 to like $50 all day long. Like, you can get these types of units, and I guarantee you're going to make your money here. But in relative, you got to think of also the time that you're going to spend doing it. There's a bike, unless it's an old vintage bike, they don't go for much. And quite honestly, I'm not a bike expert, so you guys may know more about that than I do. But you got to look through all this. Anyways, guys, not to get sidetracked, but that was a good example. Now, there's units like this that have, so this one's going for 170, so this is a vintage, older, looks like it's a chest and a dresser, a little bit combined. And let's see, oh, that's why. There's a car in there. Where's this unit going? Storage, Beaverton. So 5 days. Yeah, so there's a car in there. So that's kind of cool. Don't get a lot of new people in storage unit auctions get excited when they see cars, but you got to be a little careful because it's stolen. You're screwed. If it's so you got to make sure that the plate, anything with plates, basically in Oregon, you're going to have to check and see if it's hot or not. Now, if it's not hot, you're doing great. I don't think this one's hot though. I mean, look at all this old furniture here. Who knows, right? But this is really old furniture in here, and that is definitely a car. So somebody probably put those in there, and maybe something happened to them. I don't know. And now, obviously, don't get this bid. Don't get caught up in this bid too much, because 170, I guarantee this unit's going to go for a lot more than that. But I'm going to add this to my watch list. You can do that if you find auctions you like. You can add it to your watch list. That way, you can go back and kind of keep monitoring the bid, right? You want to monitor the bid and see. But that's 5 days away, so that's going to be interesting. I bet that unit goes for, I don't know. The problem with the car situation is it hot? Is it financed? If it's I don't think it's financed. The body looks way too old. But I'm just kind of going over everything. So if it's if it's hot or if it's financed or something like that. Oh, another thing too, guys. Look at this. It says, I didn't read the description, but it says vehicle not included in sale. So that definitely will affect the price. So vehicle not included in sale. So really, they're just going for the vintage furniture. So let's check out let's check out this one right here. I just don't have like all day long to tell you guys everything on one video, but we'll kind of break it down multiple videos to help. And it varies like situation to situation too. So this is an interesting setup. It's got tools there. Milwaukee, let's see. Got some other tools there, some tires. Looks like some more tools. Those totes are not cheap either. So this would be a decent unit. You know, I used to buy a lot of tools. I just stick with like if you look behind me, my whole garage is full, right? So I do a lot of vintage clothing. And I prefer that because you can smash it down and put a lot more inventory in your garage. So that's why I don't do a lot of this big bulky stuff anymore unless it's, you know, really nice. But that's still a decent unit. And, you know, I obviously saw and you saw that there's $100 worth of items in there. So anyways, guys, so let's go back to this one. This one is going to be, here's what I was going for. Which facility is it being sold at? And if you click that, it will actually tell you the facility. And it will also go ahead and give you the phone number. So guys, live, while I'm with you, I'm actually going to call the facility. Now, before I call the facility, I want to call the facility and see how long the unit's been there. I want to know how long the unit's been there. And I'm honestly, I can't guarantee that they're going to give me any information, right? I just can't guarantee they're going to give me any information. But I'm curious to see how long the tenant's been there. Did he just put that stuff in there and then leave, you know, a month ago? Because that means a lot if I want to purchase it or not. Because he probably took out the good stuff and left whatever he didn't want behind, right? I want to know that stuff. So I can't guarantee that they're going to give me any information. But live, I'm going to call them right now and see if they will divulge that information. Hey, Greg, my name is Wade, and I could have swore I purchased a storage unit from you guys before, but I'm actually looking at one that you guys have for auction that's ending here in a couple hours, and I'm the high bidder. And I'm just curious, I know that obviously there's a lot of information you can't give, but one of the things that typically they allow me to have is just how long the unit's been there. It doesn't need to be like, I'm just curious if it's been there a few years or if it's only been there a few months.
Than a year.
More than a year?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I was just curious, and you guys have a really good facility, and so I will. I'll keep looking at this auction and hopefully win it. And then you guys are open tomorrow. I can go pay you and pick it up, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. Well, awesome. Well, you have a great New Year, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. All right, guys, so as you can see, I should have put it on speaker at the beginning, but he did say it's been there for over a year. So all in all, not a great unit, but it's going to be good for this video, and, you know, I love making good content for you guys. So I'm going to pause the video right now because I don't know what else to talk about for the next 2 hours. And then once it gets closer, maybe 10-15 minutes before the bid has ended, I will then put the video back up, show you guys if it either went over 350 or under 350. So hang tight. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Got some bad news, unfortunately. The bid is now at 410. And remember, I was going to go to 350, and max I was going to go was 370. I actually did an extra 20 bucks for you guys, trying to see if I can win this locker. So that way we can look at the storage units this weekend. But it's at 410, guys, and it's just way too much to spend for this thing. I want to do, you know, I want to get it, but remember, you got to set a budget. And I set 350, went to 370. But I think this is the reason that this thing is going for this much is probably because it's the only one going on right now. There is no other auctions in my area going on for the next 5 days. And there's none going on live in this immediate area either. So it's, I think that's what it is. So it's just way too overpriced for what it is. And but there's going to be more opportunity. I will keep you guys posted. Hopefully this video helped you towards the beginning of the video, kind of what to look for. And, you know, I will continue to do more storage unit videos because I think it's repetition that gets you really good at it. And, you know, it just takes a little bit of knowledge, not only on the product, but just what's in front of you when the locker opens, you know, whether it's live or in person. But without further ado, I appreciate your guys' time. I don't want to make this video super long if we're not going to do a haul video at the end. But Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing down below. I will put out a lot more storage unit live videos and thrift videos and reselling videos and everything that you can imagine this year. So thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and have a great rest of your day. See ya.